Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to our session today for the Be Money Wiser Talks. Apologies that we've started a little bit late today, but I hope we can keep up and follow our discussion today. So, of course, we thank God so much for this week. We thank God for everything that we've been able to achieve in our lives and in managing our finances better this week. We pray that our discussion today may be fruitful and may give us insight on how to plan better for our lives and our finances. Amen. So, ladies and gentlemen, how was this week? How was the last week? How much were you able to accomplish in the previous week? Were you able to improve something here or there with your financial decision making? How is your life generally? How are your relationships? In the previous talks, we have been hinting a bit about your relationships, and I hope we can remember that we can plan better for our finances when we are happier with the people that we relate with. And of course, we also emphasize that we do all this growth and improvement in our finances alongside our family and loved ones. So last week was really good, was really remarkable. And of course, at Be Money Wiser, I can't thank the team enough because we have been able to handle a lot this previous week. Becky, Peter, Moses, Tracy, Agava, Caroline, you guys, thanks a bunch because all this would not be possible without your support and without chipping in here and there whenever you can for us to be able to move this agenda in the right direction. So, ladies and gentlemen, what are we going to talk about today? So many times we search for money, and so many times we try to endeavor to see that we improve our financial lives and our financial decision making. Today, I wanted us to think about something pertinent and something key for all of us to have at the back of our minds. What's the big deal? Is it your money or your name? And at the end of it all, we need to be a little bit wiser and more so money wiser. So as I was moving in the traffic this week, I saw this at the back of a taxi. Don't mind a few typos in there, but it says, when you lose wealth, nothing happens, but when you lose a name, you have lost everything. Now, this was in a taxi. I like that wisdom is all around us, but it takes some focus for us to be able to decipher it and see how it can be applicable in our lives. Have you all read that? Yeah? When you lose wealth, nothing happens. And I know for someone who is looking for money and wants to grow their wealth can say that, oh my goodness, what do you mean when I lose wealth? I want more wealth, you know? And how can you say that nothing happens? Ladies and gentlemen, money is easily made. Okay, it may not be that easy. It can be a little bit complicated here and there, but money is earned, money is made. However, your name is something that you need to have at the back of your mind and preserve even as you're looking for money. And when you have this at the back of your mind, you'll be able to be mindful of areas of integrity that call for your highest level of integrity and your highest point of character to be able to still make the money but preserve your name. Sometimes you would even have to sacrifice money, sacrifice everything else for the sake of your name. But of course, we're going to carry on the discussion. Now, you find that much as we are emphasizing issues to do with preserving your name and basically acquiring a legacy for yourself, most of us are weighed down by mistakes that we may have done in the past. So I would like to emphasize to us today that past mistakes do not define you. And at the end of it all, it's a daily effort for us to be able to be the best that we can be. So much as here and there, you may have made a wrong decision with the way in which you plan for your finances. You may have made a wrong decision with the way in which possibly you handled one situation or another in your life. It does not define who you are. But if you make it part and parcel of your life, it's like you have embraced it as a definition of who you are. So your name is seen from what you do for others. Most cases, we are seen to be so inclined into doing things for ourselves. But maybe you can share with me, but when you look at possibly that time when someone has passed on, it's not really so much about, oh yeah, what this person did in his life, what he did with this and that. No, it's more into, this person did this for me, I can never forget him. This person helped me improve this aspect of my life, I can never forget him. So what is it that you're doing that can enable you to preserve your name even in the hearts and minds of others? But remember, for you to be able to do your best for others, you need to be at your best self. And by your best self, some of you may assume that it's about having the highest level of wealth, being the richest man in Babylon, being, you know, the most of everything life has to define for us. But that is not the case. Being at your best is basically having peace of mind in who you are and what purpose God put you on this planet to achieve. Regardless of the level at which you are on this journey, it's important for you to remember that every one of you has a role to play on this planet. Every one of us has a what? A purpose. Find that purpose. Find joy in that purpose. Find joy in fulfilling God's plan for you on this planet. And at the end of it all, you are able to find your happiness within you and let that happiness shine onto others. Now, yes, your life may have a few hiccups here and there. You may be struggling with a few things here and there. It is okay. Use the best part of you to help others. And at the end of it all, you'll be amazed at how much those other people can come in to complement whatever else you want to roll out. But at the back of your mind, you also need to remember what we keep emphasizing at Be Money Wiser, that iron sharpens iron. So the people that you're investing your time into, the people you're, reaching out to support, need to also be able to do something extra out there for other people to also benefit from. So at the end of it all, I'm emphasizing that you have to create your legacy by fulfilling your full potential. Now, of course, your full potential is relative. Most cases when we talk about, okay, it can be looked at in various ways by various people, but what is your full potential? We keep emphasizing at Be Money Wiser, find that purpose that makes life meaningful to you. Are we together? That purpose that makes life worth living, that makes the struggle worth it for yourself. So how are you taking time off to reflect on your life, taking time off to understand the various dynamics in your life, the various potentials that you have, the opportunities that you have, so that you are able to explore and reach the full potential as to why God put you on this planet. I don't know if that makes sense, but at the end of it all, you will be remembered by reaching your full potential in whatever it is you are good at. And whatever it is you're good at shows you what God put you on this planet to do. For example, if we're looking at someone like Bolt, the 100-meter racer, that is what he'll be remembered for. The gentleman who excelled at the 100 meters race. Are we together? In Uganda, we have a marathon athlete called possibly Kiprotich. Much as he may move out of that whole competition and the environment of competing under the marathon running, Kiprotich is still remembered for having won a few gold medals for Uganda. Now, what is it that you have done for you to be remembered by. Some of us are remembered to be the best parents ever. Not because you were maybe massaging your kids' egos or something of the sort, but possibly because you disciplined your children well enough for them to become successful in the various things that they were put on this planet for. So they will remember you that my father, my mother emphasized this, and because of them, I have been able to reach where I am today. But some of us are too selfish. We're doing most of these things for our own good and trying to see that we move our lives to the next level. We do not care who we step on, who we, but that is not life. That is not what makes your life meaningful. And at the end of it all, these are the regrets that we have in our old age. The times when you did not help someone else, you did not try yourself, you did not maximize the full potential that God put us on this planet to achieve. So Malik, thank you so much for joining us. Moses, thank you. Becky, Yusuf, Peter, thank you. And Joan, I'm so glad that you could join us today. So we're still looking at your name versus money. Let's not get so into this rat race, into this race for accumulating wealth, but rather balance out our lives. Be someone of value to the people around you, someone of value starting from your siblings, your family, your children, your relatives, and then you can grow up to doing something for your friends, your community. And why wouldn't one by one, each of us work together to improve the society in which we live in? But at the end of it all, that change starts with just you coming out of your shell and endeavoring to reach your full potential and the reason as to why you're on this planet in the first place. So at the end of it all, it's a win-win. You reach your full potential, you enjoy your life better, but then of course, you also encourage other people to do the same. By reaching your full potential, you're also inspiring. Even if you do not speak to anyone, and the person sees you struggling and putting in the effort and, seeing you working towards what you were put on this planet to do, that person will also go back and think twice about his life and say, you know what, let me also improve something here and there and endeavor to put my life back on track and ultimately be able to attain my full potential. So there is a number of things that we need to think about, a number of things that we need to focus on. But remember, create your legacy by fulfilling your full potential, your potential. Now, some of us are in relationships, and much as I'm emphasizing you need to reach your full potential, in a relationship, you're two people. I'm hoping you're two people. So one of you is destined to do something X in their life. Another person is destined to do something Y in their life. But God has brought you together. Now, much as you are pursuing your aspirations, you need to work and support your partner too to reach their full potential. But in most cases, what we normally do is play a blame game. We are normally, arguing with our partners, pointing fingers at them, looking at these various aspects to make it look like this person is simply not doing their best. However, we are trying to remember that as you're striving to reach your full potential and as you encourage your partner to reach their full potential, together you become a team that cannot easily be broken. But because you're working together to attain something meaningful out of life. Now, never compromise your integrity. You always need to remember your name. Are we together? You always need to remember your name. What kind of legacy are you leaving behind? Are you going to be remembered as the expert who took X amount of a given budget in a certain entity? Or you can be remembered as the person who was working in this institution and was able to move things from one level to the next without compromising his integrity. And in most cases, it's influence. It can be influence from people that we are working with. It can be the norm in some of the organizations we work for. But as long as at the back of your mind, you know who you are and you know your purpose, you know basically what you stand for in life, you will not be moved into some of these compromises that may make us compromise our integrity. So at the end of it all, you may find that you will have to think of possibly sacrificing time or even money for your name. So some of us have been through scenarios where you have been pushed in a corner that possibly could have compromised you as a person. Sometimes you may do your best and everyone around you makes it seem like you are not, or points fingers at you on something even in your heart you know you were not involved in, but possibly use you as a scapegoat. So remember that truth sets free. As long as you know you're doing your best, as long as you know you are on the right track, continue being on the right track, and time tells. With time tells. Sometimes you can even stay in a place for lower pay just for you to wait for time to tell that my name cannot be put into anything of that sort. So at some point, you may be inclined to do that. But if not, endeavor to see that you make a deliberate and mindful effort to see that everything you do is in line with your purpose and is the right thing to do. So you can share in the comments today anything in your life that possibly could have made you fail to reach your full potential, the things that possibly could be discouraging you here and there, and we can carry on the discussion to see how best we can maneuver from them. Or you can also share an experience of support from possibly friends, relatives that enabled you to reach your full potential. But of course, the struggle continues given that we are facing various challenges in our lives. And at every milestone, at every step you reach in this journey, you may find yourself having to deal with one thing or another. But at the back of your mind, as long as you know that this is a lifelong journey, you will always see how to maneuver and how to find the best footing on the way forward. But of course, we also encourage you to stay in touch with us. We encourage you to keep following Be Money Wiser, because this is not easy. It is not easy for us to have that immediate explanation for every scenario that may take place in our lives. But of course, if we stick to this discussion and we carry on this engagement, we shall be able to better understand what we seek to achieve in a given aspect, and together we can advise ourselves to make the right decision at the right time. Now, the key question that stays at the back of our minds today is, are you focused on money more than your name? And if so, what are you going to do differently so that you can see that much as you're looking for money, much as you're looking for wealth, much as you're looking for a growth and a difference in your well-being and in your way of life, you still at the back of your mind need to preserve your name. Are we together? We need to preserve our name. And at the end of it all, this name is what we shall pass on from generation to generation. But the change and the transformation always starts with me. It starts with you. It starts with us. So ladies and gentlemen, let's be money wiser and let's handle most of these scenarios that we may face in life wiser, but ultimately preserve our legacies, preserve our names, and reach our full potential. God bless you. All the best in this coming week. And of course, we at Be Money Wiser will be here every Sunday from 3 p.m. If you have any questions on something pertinent, it is okay. We can always review it as we carry on with this discussion every Sunday at 3 p.m. If you need to order any piggy banks, you need to organize a talk for your family, your organization, it is okay. You can also reach out to us and we see how we can tailor make this for you so that you can understand the various aspects on how we can be money wiser. Caroline, yeah, I'm seeing you at the end, but thank you so much for following us today. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, all the best next week. God bless you, and let's be money wiser. Thank you.